a quick summary. What is the Hashknife Pony Express? What makes this one different than the rest of them in the country? Hey everybody, it's Alan from the farm on Route 66, and I've come here to my friend's feed store, DeWitt's Ranch Supply. I'm trying to simplify things, so while I'm gone on the Pony Express ride next week, Vicky doesn't have as much to do. Blake will be either on the ride with me one of the days or playing basketball games all the other days, and I really don't want Vicky to have to throw feed as much as I have to in the morning and night. And so I'm gonna buy a 1,300 pound grass alfalfa mix bale of hay that I can put in that the horses can nibble on all week. That's the plan. So also see if there's any other last minute things that I need. I had no idea how much it was involved in this Pony Express ride. Things like getting, that's just some electrolytes. Just like humans have Gatorade, they have a electrolyte paste that I hear is good. So I'm gonna grab some of that. Come along. I don't know if I'll take you in the feed store or not. We'll see if I do any of that. But after I get this hay, I'll head home. Still trying to get ready for this ride. So check out the Hashknife Pony Express. If you hashtag that, you'll be able to see some cool stuff that's going on. So thanks for coming along, and let's go get a big bale of hay. Does a good job. Well, it feels good to have that big old bale of hay. I have hay, but now the horses can nibble on that all week long, and Vicky doesn't have to get out in the cold and throw feed. So I'm actually thinking about getting one of those big feeders, especially if I could get sponsored. I saw Good Simple Living had this good feeder that was donated to them, and you can put one of these huge bales of hay in it, and you don't have to feed all the time. And with Blake going on a mission this summer, I'm really trying to think about how I can simplify things just to make my job easier and be able to juggle all that I have to do. So hey, I am so excited. I got that bale of hay. Sorry, I'm flipping a knife around here. Anyway, I got that bale of hay, and I got home and there was something on the doorstep. And I'm excited because I think one of you might have sent something for the ride. I'm just guessing from the shape of it, but I'm super excited. Look at that, a brand new saddle pad, a wool blend saddle pad. This is going to be awesome. So since I was home to open it, I get to use it, not Blake. No, I'm just kidding. That's so cool. Actually, Blake has a nice one kind of like this. So Duchess is going to thank you. And let's see who sent it. does it say? Catherine Gregory. Thank you so much, Catherine. I'm gonna go put it on right now because I'm gonna go for a ride to practice on Dutches. So come along, and Catherine, thank you so much. Catherine, seriously, I can't thank you enough. And I also need to thank Ricky and Tammy. You know who you are. I won't say your last name, but this ride has been more expensive than I thought. Just today, my trailer tire was low, so I went to get it patched. Well, the puncture was in the sidewall, so they wouldn't repair it. I needed to get a new tire. So you know how it goes. Just it adds up. And Ricky and Tammy really sent a sweet gift the other day that's really helping right now. So thank you so much for your contribution. Catherine, thank you so much. I am going to saddle up Dutches real quick with this new saddle blanket, and I'm gonna head out. And Scott Self, who's been on the ride many times, and my friend who actually talked me into going this time, is going to give me a few pointers. And so let's go. I actually put it over a light pad, just add some extra cushion, but man, it looks awesome. And now I'll cinch her up and we'll head out. Well, it may be a little noisy in here. So we try not to video too much in this loud Suburban, but I want to be able to talk to you while I'm driving out to Scott's place. You know, I think as a society, we've gotten pretty soft. And I don't mean this disrespectfully or without sympathy for those that suffer from different challenges. You know, we all have our anxieties and depression, and I know some of it is clinical and needs to be dealt with medically and with professionals. But I'm thinking a lot about this trip. I'll tell you what, I'm a little anxious and nervous about it. And so I'm like, man, why did I get myself into this? But then I think, you know what? I can do hard things, and I think it's good to do hard things. I think it's good to push ourselves. And like when I say I think we've gotten soft, the boys that used to do this Pony Express, I've already told you on a previous video. Sorry, I'm trying to turn down the heat, it's hot in here. Anyway, they were on average between 14 and 18 years old. Most of them were orphans, because what mom's gonna let their kid go out and live out in the middle of nowhere, running 100 miles a day on horses? Every 10 miles they'd switch out horses. And my buddies were telling me, and we'll tell you the statistics when they're with me, because they know them better. They were doing some studying on it, how many of the Pony Express riders they know of died. Some from exposure, some from accidents, things like that. There were more of them that died that were at the different Pony Express posts where they would get the horses ready and stuff because of raids on those posts. Those boys didn't have Carhartt jackets. They didn't have nice horse trailers. They didn't have a warm home to go to. They didn't have hotels to stay in. 2 of the nights we get to stay in a hotel. 1 night we'll camp out. But anyway, they didn't have any of that. And it made for tough boys and tough men. And so as I'm thinking about how nervous I am and how anxious I am and how cold it's gonna be, I think, you know what, really, I've got it pretty good. And so I'm gonna push myself to do something hard. And so again, please do not misunderstand. I know there's people that are clinically depressed and have some very real anxieties. But I also think, as a whole, society needs to push themselves a little harder, get away from their except for YouTube. You should be watching the Farm on Route 66. I'm just kidding. Or Facebook. There you go. Get on the Farm on Route 66. No, I'm just kidding. We need to get off our phones and devices. We need to step out of our warm house or air-conditioned home and sometimes do hard things, because that's going to make us better prepared, better equipped for things that may happen in the future. Or really, we're here in this mortal existence to be tested and to see if we can become more like the God that created us. I hope you don't mind me getting on my soapbox here, and I hope it's not too loud, but I'm gonna go do a hard thing, and I know many of you are praying for me, and for Blake's in a lot better shape than me, but he's also being a kid, and the fact that he's off playing and on a date right now. They went, I think they're going to Flagstaff or something. Anyway, they'll do something super fun. No, I think they went to Snowflake, but Blake always has fun. He works hard, he plays hard, and he'll do fine. He's in better shape than I am, obviously, and Rawhide's doing really well. So I feel like I need some extra time to prepare here, but I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna do a hard thing. And yet, I think it'll be an enjoyable thing, and it'll be something I'll remember forever. How often do we think, yeah, 5 years ago I was sitting in front of my TV watching the show and it was so awesome. We're not gonna remember that, but we do remember the hard things that we do, the challenging things that we do. And so go do something challenging. Go do something hard. Sign up for a half marathon or a marathon, or try to start riding your horse again, or do something that challenges you. And for everyone, your challenge may be different than someone else. Some of you are probably thinking, really, you're a wimp. I could do what you're doing right now with no preparation at all, and would be, well, maybe it's because you are prepared, I get it, but everyone's challenges are different. There's things that you can do that I can't do. There's things that I can do that you can't do. And so we all just try to get better. That's why we're here. So anyway, sorry for me preaching to you, but let's go get on this ride. Well, I'm just pulling up to Scott's barn, and I'm a little intimidated. Scott is a true cowboy, and he's done this many years, and but it's gonna be good to get some pointers and to go for a ride with him as we prepare for next week. So here we go. So here's Scott Self, the guy that roped me into this ride. And how many times have you been on it now?
This is my 8th ride.
8th ride.
One less than Jason.
So does it get harder or easier?
It depends on what you're doing.
Probably depends on how many riders and what the weather's like and all that.
And it's not always the ride that's hard, it's the getting ready sometimes.
I've noticed that. It's been a lot of work just to get ready, and I don't feel like I'm as ready as I probably ought to be, but
if you have to get you and your son's horses ready, it's harder than just getting your horses.
Blake's been doing pretty good, but I know what you're talking about. Our young sons are busier than we are in a lot of ways. We stay plenty busy, but it's a different type of busy. So
this is the horse that James is going to ride. So
now, how many times have your boys gone on it?
This is James's 3rd ride. This is Kevin's 2nd. Kevin rode in it, and then last year he got COVID, so he didn't make it last year. And so he had a break in there, and James, he did it. He's done it the last 3 years.
That's awesome.
Counting this one.
So how tall are you, Scott?
I'm 6'5".
And you weigh about a 175, so.
Yeah, yeah. I weigh 260, 265, right in there.
I was just wondering, because you're a tall glass of water there. Is that how they tall drink of water?
Yeah.
So your horses have to work a little extra, but.
Well, especially, I had some old lady from Fountain Hills say something a couple of years ago, and I was riding this horse, Babe, and Babe was about this tall, but she was a little stouter. This horse is only 4, and they said, "Boy, that's an awful big guy for that horse." So
I've noticed on our channel sometimes people, "You're way too big for that horse," and I'm like, do you want a 5-year-old to train this horse? Because a lot of them are colts, you know, and it's like
but you know, horses are stronger than you think. That
they're
Babe,
a lot stronger.
I rode her all the time, and I mean, I would go out and work on her all day long. She'd carry me, and that horse could run faster than most horses with the old fat man on her. So,
hey, I like that little. That's like a seat belt deal.
Oh yeah, that little clip in there.
That is cool.
Inherited that from my brother.
That's a cool little. I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah, they sure work easy. And you know, and I'm not roping anything. I like these breast collars that don't have the deal down between their legs. Then you don't have to bend over and strap that in. And I'm an old man. So
tell us real quick, just a quick summary. What is the Hashknife Pony Express? What makes this one different than the rest of them in the country?
The only one that carries U.S. are contracted with the U.S. Postal Service to carry the mail. So we become official mail carriers on Tuesday at the ceremony.
Yeah.
When you get sworn in, you'll be sworn in as an official mail carrier for this length of time. Between Tuesday and Saturday, you're going to be an official mail carrier. And they actually have a contract with the U.S. government to carry mail, first-class mail, and so that makes it different. This is the oldest running one, continual running. This is the 65th year, which for some of us, that's quite a while.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
Real quick, one question people keep asking me, why don't you go when it's a little warmer? Why do they pick this date?
Because of the Prada del Sol parade. See, the Prada del Sol parade used to, I mean, we're going to ride in that on Saturday, on the 4th, but the Hashknife used to lead that parade out. They used to be the ones that kicked that parade off and started the Old West Week in Scottsdale.
Okay.
And because we're taking it down there, you don't want to be riding down. We rode, because of COVID in 2019, we did the ride in April. And it was nice.
Yeah, I bet.
But the Prada del Sol was bumped back till April, and everything else was different. But if you're living in the valley, you don't want to have a parade when it's hot.
I noticed that the weather showing Scottsdale should be 66 degrees the Saturday we're there. That's a perfect parade.
That's right,
weather.
And that's why we suffer through the cold, so that we could go down there and be when it's just right, when it's not too hot for the horses, and the weather's beautiful, and people will come out. This parade's a fun parade. The people come out in droves, and they're real close. It's a very personable and it's a very horse-friendly parade. There's a lot of nice horses in this parade.
I can't wait to take people along. And if you want to meet Scott or his 2 sons, or see myself or Blake, be in Payson at about 4:30 on Wednesday, right?
Well, we're supposed to drop the mail off at 4 o'clock. I believe it's 4 o'clock.
Okay.
At the post office in Payson.
And then if they want to see us in Scottsdale, where would they go?
On Friday at noon to the Museum of the West. We drop the mail off at the Museum of the West on Friday, and that would be a good place. There's a big meet and greet there too.
And then if they want to go to Prada del Sol, they can just look that up, right? And,
yes, it'll be downtown Scottsdale. Starts at 10 o'clock on Saturday the 4th.
That is awesome. So Scott and I are going to go for our ride real quick. As you can tell, he knows a lot more about it than me. And if you want to go meet him and his boys and see any of us, check out the Hashknife Pony Express website, and you can see kind of a schedule of events. And heck, Kevin and James are single, so if any of the ladies want to come, most of the ladies watch our channel, I think, are about 60 though. So.
Oh yeah.
All right, we're gonna go for a ride. Thanks, Scott.
You bet.
Oh, I thought you were gonna cheat and get on the tailgate.
When I get that, man, I stop riding. Power go.
Awesome, we got it there.
Nope.
Well, that was super fun. It went really good with Scott. He really knows what he's doing, and it was fun to go for a practice ride with him. I wish I could have videoed it, but it's hard to video and talk at the same time without other people around. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed coming along, and we'll keep you coming as we progress in this journey. Thanks again. That new pad worked awesome. So thank you again, Catherine. That was amazing. Such an amazing gift. Have a great and blessed night, everybody.